Each and every summer, I feel like every mom has the same goal, and that is to make summer count. These 3 months of unscheduled downtime to really make them count. And if you think about it, that challenge actually comes down to one thing, and that is being present, being mindful, and being aware of the real life moments happening around you. With that goal on the table, we turn to life coach Tiffany Peterson to help us savor summer and soak up these beautiful moments. Hard not to soak up summer when we're in this beautiful setting, right?
So fun.
Pretty charming. You say there is really one of the biggest challenges women face out there is that distraction, that pull away from what's happening in front of us.
Yeah, I think distraction is the culprit of presence, right? When you think about that. And I love what you just said is the word. When I think about summer, and I think what most of us want is to create a space or an experience where we're savoring more of our summer time with the kids at the ages that they're at, with the fun different activities, with the family get-togethers, right? Is really being able to do that. And so when you think about what gets in the way of that, most commonly it's going to be distractions.
And I love that we're having this conversation now nice and early, because inevitably come August, September, we're going to be saying, where did the time go?
Right.
Summer was so fleeting, it was so short. So let's get into your practice, these tips that you have for us to really employ. Step 1, state and set your intention.
Yeah, I love the word intention, right? I mean, any time of the year. It's just being aware. It's like being aware to set an intention of what is it I want to experience for this season, for this day, for this week.
It turns a whole different tone onto your day, onto your week, when you're thinking of that word, intention.
Yeah, because without intention, then we tend to just kind of face the day based on whatever is up for us.
Yes.
And we tend to be more reactive versus intention is more proactively deciding what am I going to choose to create. So even just setting the intention to say, I want to be more present with you, or I want to be more present with my kids, or I want to be more in the experience of this exact moment that I'm having.
So it could be a goal, a phrase, even just a word.
Yeah. I mean, you really could just say, my intention is to be present this summer, or to savor this summer, or to be more in the moment-to-moment experience, because that is where real life is happening.
Right.
Right? Our minds have this thing where we're either reviewing the past, or we're often trying to anticipate the future, and we're somewhere other than the right now, but this is where real life is happening.
That's so true. That's so true. I think most people would agree we love summer because it's laid back, it's relaxed, but you say our brains will be more at rest if the calendar is involved, if there is a loose schedule of some sort.
I would say that word exactly is loose calendar. It's not to like have to live by this very intense schedule, but rather more so back to intention is to being clear about what are the various priorities for your day, for your week, for your summer, or the month you're in, and therefore using a phrase, what I call time blocking. So rather than scheduling moment to moment, but maybe you decide that, hey, mornings are time, you know, for the first 2 hours, we get settled and we do chores, and then we go play. Or if you have a side business or, you know, full businesses that saying, okay, when is that going to happen? And then I'll be there when I'm there, which is being present.
Yeah.
And then when I'm out of there or out of that task, now I can be much more present with whatever we're doing that we're up to.
As I'm listening to you talk, it's not just about structuring your day, it's about structuring your mind. It's just giving yourself those roadmaps, those places to be. You say there is one tip that in pursuit of being present will automatically get you 50% there.
Yeah, I really think half of the time management conversation, whenever we're having it any time of the year, is to be really aware to remove or seriously manage your distractions. Get them on a leash. Right? And our biggest distraction that we're all facing is most of us are carrying around a little smartphone.
I was going to say, let me guess. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
it's
ding,
that
ding.
buzz, it's that vibration in our pocket.
And so it's regularly being aware, like, I love our smartphones, but I also love to have it on a leash, because it's like sometimes we're the noises, the dinging, the buzzing. So a couple of thoughts, you know, it's like, turn off your notifications. I promise I don't need to be notified every time someone likes your photo.
I know, it puts a little gasp in our breath, but why? Just turn it off.
Just turn it off. I promise. It's just unplug for a little bit, but managing that. So at times you may choose to leave it at home, right? Like, oh my gosh. Or even leave it in the car. Or again, if you're going to carry it with you, it's just being aware of it. Again, it's like, how much am I using this versus this is using me?
I've tried to do this, docking my phone in another room. So it's, I mean, truly out of sight, out of mind is a good thing in this case, right? Because you are allowed, like you described, to focus on what's in front of you. So eliminate those distractions when and where you can. Being mindful, we know, as we discussed it, is a brain game, but do your physical surroundings play a role in that as well?
I love to think, for me at least a little bit, summer is a season for me to simplify, right? Simplify my schedule. I say yes to less things, right? Is you can also say no That's part of simplifying, right? Summer can also turn into you book in every camp and every activity and everything, rather than, if that's what you want, great. But if you're saying, I want more just relaxation or downtime, being intentional. But you could also, simplifying your space is great too. It's just kind of the cleaning out and letting go that only what you really want happening in your life. And I would say that all year round. But specifically, as you think about summer, what do you want to experience this summer? I wrote my own summer bucket list like 3 weeks ago.
Did you? I love that.
It's like s'mores and campfires and s'mores again, kind of thing. But just being aware is like, for this season, what do I want to experience more of is a great question to help guide you to create it.
And at the end of the day, Tiffany, I know you really want women to remember that being present, it's not an accomplishment that you check off of a bucket list or a to-do list. It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process and it's a practice, because I'm not fully present all the time. I know none of us are. It's just being aware, back to the concept of intention. I would like to be more intentionally present in my life, with my relationships, with the real life moment that's happening right now, right? Rather than thinking, some of you moms might be like, well, my son or daughter graduates in 3 years. Well, be back to this moment, right? To say, let's really savor this experience. So I think for all of us, it's like, we're gonna practice that principle, not perfectly, but we're going to be committed to the practice.
Great advice and good timing to have this conversation.
Yeah.
If people want more of your advice, how can they find you?
You can find me at tiffanyspeaks.com, or Instagram is Tiff Peterson.
All right. Thank you so much.